All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Terence. All right, so it's a brand new week ahead of us. All right, so let's get to the markets together. And I hope you're ready to trade because the war just broke out. All right, now, so the US and Israel just threw out missiles to Iran, right, on Saturday, right, which is the weekend, right? So today will mark the official day, right, the first market opening after all this has begun. Ever since the whole America signed on Donald Trump for the role, right? It has always been crazy, isn't it? All right now, so it's guaranteed craziness, and I guess in a way he hasn't disappointed to a certain extent. But the only worries that we should all have over here is that it's getting a little bit too close for comfort. All right, so that I cannot deny. All right, and if he keeps it at his side of the world, right, it doesn't really affect us. But right now, all right, it's getting a little bit close. All right now, and not just that, but hitting Iran over here, it's actually very significant. All right, and it's very significant because if you look at the whole Gulf, right? Okay, that which Iran is threatening to block off, right? Okay, once you go past the Gulf, it's like a whole valley inside, right? Okay, and that whole valley inside surrounds the whole of Middle East. Yeah, okay, now, so basically, right, Middle East is the biggest producer of oil because of OPEC, right? Now, so all the oil nations inside there, right, literally need their ships to get out, right, of this Gulf, right? So think of it like an outlet, right? Okay, so if any of us has taken ships out from the harbor before, right, there's usually very calm waters, right, before those boats and ships can actually go higher in speed. Yeah, okay, now, so think of it this way. We have to get past it. All right, so all these oil tankers will have to get past it, all right, and that is the major concern right now. Why? Because if they refuse to allow any ships to pass, right, okay, they have literally shut the tap, right, to oil supply within a day, right? And we all know, right? Yes, we are less dependent on oil right now, but when you literally shut the tap, right, overnight, that isn't funny. That isn't fun. Yeah, okay. And all the more the fact that, how do you say this? The only other source of oil then becomes America, isn't it? Weird. Well, conspiracy theory. All right, let's stop there. All right, okay. Why? Because first they put a sanction on Russia oil. All right, so Russia is out of the picture. Then now they literally shut the gap on OPEC oil. Who else is left? No. Then they took no. So after Russia, then they took over Venezuela for the oil. All right, and then now they shut OPEC's oil tap. Ah man. Oh well. Crazy is as crazy gets. All right, it's all about money. All right, it's seriously all about money. All right, anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, enough said over here. But the first thing that I want to go out, all right, and really ask all of you is really this. All right, how many of you expected market to dump and sell off today? All right, and I've got news. Look at where we are right now. Trust me, the world doesn't care anymore. All right, there's no hoots. All right, okay, the war is not going to bring this market down. Yeah, okay, AI is not going to bring this market down. Nothing is. You say we are in a crazy world. You don't know what you're seeing? You're seeing a bullish market that has yet to turn around. Okay, now, so I think the way we can say this is that I'm not sure. I'm not sure if all of you have been long enough in this market itself. Okay, but a bullish market is not formed within a day. It is not formed within a week, right? It is formed over a process. Yeah, okay. And likewise, bear market, right, is not going to just happen because a war occurred. All right, a bear market will happen because right things have substantially changed. Yeah, okay. Now, so if you noticed over here, and if you believe what I'm telling you, all right, okay, this market today is gonna close the gap. All right, we have a big gap on the open today. All right, but based on how things look like right now, all right, we're gonna close this gap, ladies and gentlemen. All right, it's absolutely ridiculous. We're gonna close this gap. All right, now, so there is good news. All right, how many of you want to hear the good news? It's time for some good news, right? KK, I'm not going to the charts yet. All right, I'm just blabbering away. All right, now, so the good news is, all right, for those of you who have been following trades based on the new setup, on the new indicators that we have produced, yeah, okay, rain, shine, war, peace, all right, okay, it seems to ignore everything, all right, even earnings. Yeah, okay, now, so I'm not sure how many of you remember that, but I think in our last trading session last week, all right, we discussed about a bullish trade on Tesla. Am I correct? Did my memory fail me, or was it another stock? I can't remember. Can all of you remind me? Right, the one where I said we'll pay attention to it, but I will not do it because there's NVIDIA's earnings, all right, on market close. Yeah, okay, it is Tesla. All right, now, and we did mention that we're going to go into a trade for a very, very, very short duration of time, right? Yeah, okay. So if you look at this, right, Tesla was here at about 409.50, all right, on Wednesday night, which is here, right? And the very next day, all right, it actually jumped from 409 to a high of 420. You know, obviously that 409 to 420. Right? And that move itself, right, would all of you agree, would be sufficient enough for us to take off the trade for a nice little profit within one day? Type yes if you agree with what I said. Okay, thank you, TY. All right, okay, thank you, Y. All right, now, so the concept worked. All right, okay, so whether it's NVIDIA's earnings or not, but the concept worked. Why do I say this? Because if all of you remember, right, NVIDIA's earnings actually caused the stock to go down. Right, so Nvidia should have dragged the market down, but it definitely didn't drag Tesla. Yeah, okay, now, and on the flip side, okay, we got a second opportunity today on Tesla. Yeah, okay, one, because the indicators still flashed, right, that it should go up. Yeah, okay, and second, all right, you can see why, all right, I'm willing to take this trade as well, right? Yeah, okay, we're sitting right on the 200-day moving average right now. Yeah, okay, we're sitting on it, right? And we have came here before. Right, so this is like the second test, and we do have a divergence happening on the RSI as well, right, from the first test to the second test right now. Yes, right, and what's the good news? We're actually into a very, very short trade, aren't we? Right, because we did an option right now that expires on Wednesday. Right, so newsflash, right? If all of you are not aware, the big seven stocks now have right Monday, Wednesday, and Friday options. So you can trade these stocks on three different option durations within a week. The market is getting all crazy, I tell you. Yeah, right. Okay, now, so if all stands over here, right, as long as Tesla does not break today's lowest price, yeah, okay, we're gonna make some decent money by Wednesday, right? And also another news flash, right? Okay, if market were to totally turn positive by the end of today, right, it should pull Tesla back into positive numbers, right? And if Tesla were to do that, right, we should actually be able to get our trades closed for a 50% premium profit. Yeah, right. Okay, now, so I have actually submitted a 50% premium profit to close trade order inside my platform. Yeah, okay, so if all of you would like to do so, you can as well. Yeah, okay, you can do so as well. All right, so we opened the trade for about 50 cents in premium. All right, and the trade cost us about $250 in investment. So the maximum profit we can make is about 25% in just 2 days. All right, okay, but if we take off at half the premium, which is 25, all right, we're still gonna make 12.5% within one day. All right, and I would take those kind of returns at any time. Yeah, okay, I'm not sure about you. Yeah, okay, but I'll leave you to decide. Yeah, okay, but that's the aim. Okay, I've already put the orders in place. All right, and if it gets there, great. All right, if it doesn't, it's all right. All right, we wait for 2 more days to come. All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. All right, it's a wrap. All right, have a good night. All right, bye-bye.